Good morning, students. This session is BOTONY. Which topic is going to discussing today is nothing but dispersals of fruit and seed. What is that? Dispersals of fruit and seeds. In general, both fruit and seeds possess, both fruit and seed possess attractive colors and attractive odors and shape, size and taste. That's all need for dispersals of seed. That's all need for dispersals of fruit and seed. Through whom is involved is commonly called as birds, then mammals, then reptiles, then ant, snail, insects, and even in earthworm also. So those are is responsible for agents for dispersals. So the fruit and seeds is an attractive color, odor, shape, size, and taste. That's need for dispersing of seed and fruits by birds, mammals, reptiles, ants, snail, insects, and even the earthworm also. That's why those things be considered as a agents for dispersals of fruit and seeds. The seed consists of what I'm telling. The seed consists of embryo and food storing the seeds. Both embryo and food is covered by a productive layer is commonly called as seed coat. So seed coat is held embryo as well as food. In addition, as seeds consist of, it contains miniature structure. The seed consists of, or the seed contains miniature structure and dormant feature plants also there. Dormant feature plant is also present. In addition, Seed dispersal, it is an important criteria. Frontally, seed dispersal, it is an important criteria. Seed dispersal, it is an important criterion for distribution and establishment of seeds. So the seed dispersal, it is an important criteria for dispersal, or otherwise known to be commonly called as distribution and establishment. And establishment of seed and fruits. Seed dispersal, it is an important criterion for distribution and establishments of seed and fruits in different kinds of habitats. So base, the habitat which include different kinds of land areas there. There, the seed and the fruits are called out. It is responsible for developing new plants. So that to be seen, seed dispersal is an important criterion for distribution and establishment of plants for wide area in geographical range. Wide area in geographical, because so on the earth different kinds of habitat is there. In those habitats, the fruits and seeds are dispersed or distributed. That seeds have a capability to establishment to produce new plants. And it should be here for dispersals of fruits and seeds, which of the things are greatly help is commonly called as ecological factors. So ecological factor is greatly help distribution of seeds in different kinds of locality. Predominantly, which ecological factor is predominantly help for distribution of food and seed is commonly called as, first one is wind, water, and the animals. Okay, next. Seed dispersal is nothing but it is a regeneration process. Frontally, seed dispersal is commonly called what? It is a regeneration process. In plant population, seed generation is nothing but, or seed and fruit dispersal is nothing but regeneration process of plant population. That means to develop new colonization area. To develop new colonization area and to avoid seedling levels, to avoid seedling levels for natural natural enemies to avoid seedling levels for natural enemies or from natural enemies. So escaping from the natural enemies, the plants are distributed to different kinds of habitat. What are the natural enemies? It is generally found on this habitat is commonly called as. It may be considered as herbivores. It may be considered as frugivores. It may be considered as pathogens. So once again, dispersals of fruit and seed is held for regeneration process of plant population. That means to develop new colonization area or to avoid seedling levels from natural enemies like this, herbivores, frugivores, and pathogens. What are called herbivores? Plant-eating animals. What are the frugivores? Fruit-eating birds. What are the pathogens? It may be bacteria, fungal, virus, whatever. In addition to here, the fruit maturation on seed dispersions, it is based on the season. Particularly, fruit maturation and the seed dispersal it is based on the different seasons and suitable environments. Fruit maturation and dispersals of seeds, it is based on different season and suitable environments. Sometimes suitable agents also may help. Suitable agents also help for dispersals of fruit. What is the agent is commonly called as? It may be considered as birds, insects, etc. In generally, seeds require some need persons. But for disposals of fruit and seed, the seeds require some need persons. With the help of these persons, the seeds are distributed different ecosystem. In the inner of the globe. What I'm telling you? The seeds require some agents. It's a called lead person. The seeds require some agents for disposals of fruit and seed for different ecosystem in around the regarding globes. So here it is offer many benefits in the ecosystem for provide food and nutrition. In addition, migrations of seeds in different kinds of habitat or migration of seeds across the habitat that helps in plants for genetic diversity. Please outline. Plants for genetic diversity. So once I will look at this, seeds require some agents for dispersals of fruit and seeds for different kinds of ecosystem in and around the globe. It is offer many opportunities in these communities that provides commonly called as food and nutrition. The migration of seeds across that habitat that helps in plant genetic diversity in the past. So based on the disposal, the number of things to discussing, that should be first and discuss is commonly called as disposal by means of wind. The next one, disposals of wind disposal or using wind disposal in this company, that is commonly called as this namely considered commonly called as anemochory. The name anemochory. Disposal by means of wind, that's commonly called as anemochory. Okay, now come to the point. Here, a single seed or whole fruit, it is a modified actually single fruit or whole fruit may be modified for dispersal by wind. So with the help of wind, dispersal means the expression means a single seed or whole fruits are modified to dispersal by means of wind. Here, a single seed or whole fruits for modification by dispersal by means of wind. In general, wind dispersals of fruit and seed, it is quite common in all tall trees. Really, wind dispersal is quite common in tall trees. Now, what are the adaptations for wind dispersal? Adaptations for wind dispersal. So here, a single seed or whole fruit is modified for the purpose of dispersal by means of wind. So wind dispersal is quite common in tall trees. Here, the wind dispersal plan, it can possess some kinds of adaptation. Can I listen to now? The first one, what is the adaptations for this? Minute seeds. The seeds are so small, which is light. Because of the small size seed, because of light seed, because the seeds are so minute, because of the characteristic feature, the seed structure is commonly called as inflated. Really? The seeds are small, light and minute. The surface of seeds commonly called as inflated. Because of the presence of the inflated structure, that is easily responsible for germination. Such a cactus creature is generally found in the commonly called as orchids. Second one, the seeds are wing-like structure. What I'm telling you is commonly called as. Some of the seeds and fruits is modified, flatted structure, like wings. So with the help of wing-like structure, if the seeds are modified, it is easily float on this surface. That is a commonly called as wing. What are the examples commonly called as? Maple. Then Dipterocarpus. What carpus? Dipterocarpus. Then Gyrocarpus. Dipterocarpus, then Gyrocarpus. Then Terminalia. So those are all examples in which what are they? Maple, Dipterocarpus, Gyrocarpus, and the Terminalia. Third one, that is nothing but feathery appendages. What is the next one? Feathery appendages. Some of the seeds and fruit on surface, they can be possess some feathery appearance there. Because of the feathery appendages, some of the fruits and seeds on surface which can be possessed feathery appendages. The presence of the feathery appendages which helps in buoyancy. With the help of buoyancy that helps, the seeds are dispersed, or the fruit and seeds are dispersed in long altitude. So because of the feathery structure, it is present on the surface of fruit and seeds that helps in buoyancy. Because of the characteristics of buoyancy, the seeds and fruits which are present in long altitude. What are the examples of feathery appendages that is commonly called as Vernonia and Asclepius? Vernonia and Asclepius. Those are commonly called as on the surface of there is a seed having a feathery structure. With the help of this feathery structure, there is a help in buoyancy. That's why the seeds are present long altitude. What is the help in Vernonia and Asclepius? The next one will discuss about commonly called as sensor mechanism. There's a fourth one. What is called sensor mechanisms commonly called as? Some of the external force or internal force to be created, the fruits are ruptured, distributing seeds far away. That's commonly called as sensor mechanism. For here, the fruits are violently shaken by strong winds. What I'm telling? The fruits are violently shaken by strong winds. With help of strong winds, for the external force, due to presence of this rugged shaken nature, the fruit wall is ruptured, distribute seeds. That is a commonly called as sensor mechanism. What is the example is commonly called as Aristolochia and the poppy. For example, Aristolochia. Aristolochia poppy. So those four are commonly called as different adaptations for wind. This is called as what? The first one, minute seed. Second thing, wing shaped structure. Third thing, feathery appendages. Fourth one, sensor. Can discuss the seventh one, which is commonly called as dispersal by water. That is commonly called as hydropory. What is that? Hydropory is commonly called as. Generally, the plants are found in water. Especially these plants is not completely immersed in the water. These plants are found in border of water bodies. The presence of the plants on the border of water body, that is also responsible for dispersals of food and seeds. So what are the adaptations are occurred dispersal by water? What is the first one? Adaptations. What the first one is commonly called as upconical thalamus. And presence of aspaces, particularly, and the prominent aspaces are present. What I call upconical thalamus. Thalamus is also called the receptacle. What is receptacle? You know, the whole human parts where it is inserted, the place is commonly called as the receptacle. What I call upconical means in the third conical shape. The third conical shaped thalamus. That's a called upconical thalamus, and prominent air spaces are present. So in water plant, thalamus is upconical structure and generally present what the prominent air spaces. That is second one. In water plants, mesocarp is fibrous. And pericarpus is light. You know, according to the fruit, is a epicarp. It is mesocarp, that is endocarp. The three fruit layer is commonly called as pericarp. Here, the mesocarp is fibrous, fiber-like contents there. In pericarp, in general, fruit layer is commonly called as light. Because of the process the adaptation, it is easily dispersal cell. Example, coconut. The first one, Nellumbo. The third one characteristic is commonly called as. The fruits are infracted structure. Are also called. The fruits may be infracted. But the fruits may be infracted. That means called swell up. The fruit may be infracted structure. What the example is commonly called as Keriteria. For example, Keriteria. The fruits may be infracted structure. The fourth one is commonly called as the fruits may be small, light. Totally, the fruits may be small, light, which provided aerial. The aerial is enclosed with the air chamber. So, what do you mean commonly called as aerial? A small outgrowth is found in seed surface. Apparently, small outgrowth is present surface of seed. A small outgrowth is present surface of seed, which is commonly called as edible. It is a commonly called as fourth one. Fifth one, the seeds would not be flow. But carried by water current. Example, coconut. So those are commonly called as adaptations of phytoplankton. Okay. Next one. Dispersals are by means of animals. Is a commonly called as anemochory. Some of the fruit and seeds dispersed through animals. That is commonly called as dispersal by animals. It's called animal. For the natural dispersals of fruit and seed by animal, the fruit and seed having number of modification stations. What are the modified structure that can present? What are the following devices are there? First of all, hook-shaped structure or hooked structure. For example, hooked fruits. The fruits, the outer structure is modified to look like hook-like structure. So the fruit and seed outer structure is modified hook-like structure. Generally present the species commonly called as first one, Xanthia and Aguirandus. The fruit structure in outermost They can develop fruit-like structure. With the help of food is found in the species commonly called as Xanthium and Acranthus. Then one more species commonly called as Barbs is found in the member is commonly called as Anthropogon. For example, Anthropogon. Some member they can possess spine. They call Aristids. Because of the presence of boot-like structure, because of the presence of barbs, because of the presence of spine, those are easily adhered. That means attached. In the fur of animals and cloth of human beings. So, due to presence of the cactus nature, it is attached to the fur of animals and clothes of human beings. It's easily fall down some other places to eliminate the grace produce new underplants. This is commonly called as cooked foods. The second one is commonly called as the first one is commonly called as cooked foods. Second one is commonly called as sticky foods and sticks. What are they? Sticky fruits and seeds. You know, some of the fruit and seed outer structure is segregate some mucilaginous substances. Because of the presence of mucilaginous substances, it is easily attached to grazing animals. So the grazing animals to consume as a grass, the time, the presence of the sticky nature on the surface of fruit and seed, it is easily attached to the grazing animal. It's move from the place to some other else, there and fall down, that can generally produce these kinds of plants. Okay, which is the plants is commonly called as example, Boyer Hevia and Clio viscosa. Boyer Hevia and Clio viscosa. Those kinds of fruits and seeds, the outer surface sticky nature, that's why it is easily attached to the grazing animal, which fall on some other place to germinate to produce new kinds of plants. The one more nature. Some of the fruit and seeds are commonly called the viscid layers. That is mucilaginous substances. That in the presence of the viscid layer, it is easily attached to beak of birds. When the time it can be attached to the beak of birds means during at the time of eating. After eating the kind of fruit and seeds, the birds is go to sit on the recording board 3 branches. It's going to produce rub. There it's fall down to germinate to produce new plants. Okay, because of the viscid layer, it is easily attached to beak of birds. Then at the time of eating, after eating, the beak is rubbing in the wood of the tree There the fruit and seeds are called to responsible to germinate. That third one is commonly called as fleshy fruits. What food? Fleshy fruits. Some of the fleshy fruits are consumed by human beings. The seeds are thrown out from in our locality. That is commonly called as disposals of food through example by human beings. What are the seeds responsible for fleshy fruits? Example, mango. Okay. The next one I'm going to discuss about is something called as dispersal by means of explosive mechanism. Dispersals by means of explosive mechanism. Because to create a pressure, it will be internally and externally. The fruit wall is ruptured. Open the fruit wall, distributes. That's called dispersal by explosive mechanism. That is how to consider is commonly called as tokovi. What are the adaptations that make this? The first one. When the fruits are attaining maturity, it is made to touch. When the fruit and seeds are attaining maturity, it is made to touch. When you are to be touched, the time the fruit wall is suddenly open, distribute seeds far away. That is commonly called as self-dispersal. That is commonly called as autogrowth. Okay. What is the example is commonly called as balsam anthura. So when made to touch, the fruit wall is suddenly explode, distribute seeds far away. It is nothing but self-dispersal of seeds. It comes under category. What the example is commonly called as balsam sahanu. When the seeds are exposed on mulcha, during at the time of rain, or some of the fruit and seed receive sensitivity to the moisture at the time of rain. The fruits are explode. The fruit wall is open, distribute seeds. The first one, when you touch the fruit wall is the second one. When is connectivities happen in the moisture through rain, the fruit wall is ruptured and distributing seed. What are the examples commonly called as Rulia and Chrysanthemum? For example, Rulia and Chrysanthemum. Those species are exposed the seeds for far away develop of moisture far away. The third one, so the seeds are, the parts are very long. The pod, what a pod? Seed shape is commonly called as pod. This is a pod. Some of the plant, the fruits are the fruits, the critical part is very long shape. The parts, it is explored. Loud structure or loud noise we produce. Look like crackers. So the part when is attaining maturity, which grows explode. That explode is look like regarding what the crackers noise. With the help of the crackers noise or explode, the seeds are to move far away from the natural plant. That's commonly called as these are kinds of mechanism. Example is commonly called as Bohemia. For example, that is a commonly called as camel food climber. For example, camel food climber. Bohemia. So the parts are explored, look like crackers, distribute seeds for foreign. Example, Bohemia, camel food climber. Now, one more that. Some of the plants, the seeds surrounding the tissue. What is it? Seeds around the tissue. It is modified into glandular structure. Some of the seeds around the tissue is modified into glandular structure, also called mucilaginous substances. The mucilage look like a gel-like. So the gel-like substances which are present around the seed, which to be converted is commonly called the tissue is converted into mucilaginous structure around the seed. That mucilaginous substances became created to the gut pressure. With the help of pressure, the seeds are become ruptured to explode to create a noise. With the help of this rupture to create a noise, the seeds are to move far away the place. Example, ecbilium. What is the name? Ecbilium elyterium. For example, Ecbilium elyterium is a commonly called as scutting cucumber and Dipterocarpus. So those are an examples of autophore mechanism. What else? We should know the last one. Human activity is also involved in. So, for example, human beings is also involved for dispersals of fruit and seeds. That is commonly called as swarm seed ball. The seeds are covered with sandy soil, along with soil nutrients, mixtures of cow dung. So here the seeds are enclosed with mixtures of sandy soil, soil humus, along with cow dung. The mixture along with the things you are scattered of the seeds from bare land or digged land, not as planting as a tree. So the seed ball is a respective place for growing. You are distributed in unwanted plants or unwanted area before mature condition. If you are distributing or scattering after a mature conditioning, the seed containing ball is not the possibility to germinate. The seed ball is through barren land and degraded land before mature systems. The remaining things to discussing coming class. Thank you for watching. Thank you.